Most people who grew up with an Xbox 360 in the 2000s or 2010s can say they played Halo at least once. I, however, was not one of those people. I turned out to be the Mass Effect kid, playing the trilogies over and over with the same options just so that I could relive the story. When I tell people that I've never played Halo, normally they show initial shock due to them knowing how much I love video games. My good friend Michael was my favorite example because when we first met, I told him and he said, "We'll change that. Love you, Michael." On June 13th, 2023, the day of my 22nd birthday, I decided to make this event go into motion. The Master Chief Collection was on sale for $10. I had to get it. I had notified Timmy and Michael that the deed had been done. First we went to playing Left 4 Dead 2 modded heavily, to playing and planning to beat the entirety of Halo Reach in one night. I didn't record the night of, but I wanted to explain my thought process as a brand new Halo fan. I also want to warn that I was absolutely zonked out of my mind. It was my birthday, man. I was having fun. Second warning, and this will have spoilers for Halo Reach. So if you're like me and somehow haven't played it yet, but want to, I recommend that you experience it first and then come back. Since I was pretty zonked, I had to keep asking Michael for the answer to things, but he's like the Halo lore master, so he would explain every single cutscene to me, which especially gave me a new appreciation for the characters in the campaign itself. I love the gameplay too, because I hadn't played a campaign first-person shooter in such a long time. It was nice to turn off my brain for a bit and listen to the plot and play and shoot some baddies. Honestly, I didn't think that I would get very attached to the characters, but as the plot progressed, I slowly began to realize the sort of fucked up dynamic of, like, I care about you guys like family, but I was raised for a mission to be a soldier, a weapon, not soft. Which I'm absolutely crazy for. It's about all the things that go unsaid. It's about the actions they take for each other and for the better of humankind. And the fact that they believe they only have one mission and one mission only, to protect humanity. I could honestly tell once I got to the conversation with all of them together on how to destroy the Covenant ship from the inside, that's exactly when I started caring for them extremely. Speaking of growing attached, when the deaths started kicking up, I couldn't help but feel a certain emotion when they came into play. This is where the existential dread of Halo Reach begins.
Covenant supercarrier. 76 seconds to endpoint.
So, it's gonna be like mad. Well, I got good news and bad news. This bird took some fire and our thruster gimbal is toast, which means the only way off this slag heap is gravity.
And the good news?
That was the good news.
At current velocity, 53 seconds to endpoint.
Yeah. Bad news is, time is fried. I'm gonna have to fire it manually.
That's a one-way trip.
We all make it sooner or later. Better get going, Six. They're gonna need you down there. Listen, Reach has been good to me. The time has come to return the favor. Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
The moment that you think George did it, he destroyed the Covenant ship. It should all be over now. Reach should be saved. Right?
Slip space rupture detected.
Gamma station control, reading multiple pings below the orbital
Slip space rupture detected.
Yeah, we're picking up anomalies too. Are you reading
Slip
it?
space rupture
Multiple
detected.
Covenant signatures.
Slip space
Does anyone
rupture
else?
detected.
They're everywhere.
Slip space
Yeah,
rupture
must be
detected.
the whole damn Covenant
Slip
fleet.
space rupture detected.
The silence other than the music slowly humming and the sound of the distant off explosions as you limp across Reach, watching the gigantic Covenant ship your friend just sacrificed himself to destroy bursts into flames, debris falling from the sky. You make it up the hill only to see more Covenant, the sinking feeling of your worst fears coming true. The war isn't over, and the sacrifice of your teammate, your friend, didn't even matter in the end. Having to play through and realizing the sinking feeling of dread filled me as I traveled to New Alexandria. The one thing this game is amazing at is the silence of it all, keeping you with your thoughts. Multiple points in the game with the music softly playing as you hear the violence ahead of you. It really gives you, the player, a second to think about how truly and royally fucked you are. The second death, Cat. I'm gonna be honest, this is the one that got me the most, I think.
Hunting for something.
Where does he get off calling a demolition a priority one?
The fact that she was mid-sentence, mid-run, and one single bullet through the skull completely put her down. The fact that you can just carry her body and they don't want to leave it behind in some random area. The city you just traveled being completely destroyed, burning to flames, all the red, the fire, and the small white light of the flare. This is when you fully meet Cortana as well, doing as Halsey says because she's the quote-unquote mother figure to the Spartans. It was really cool going into this game first and kind of realizing how fully important Cortana was to mankind.
A latchkey discovery. It has unlocked at last the secrets of this excavation.
Not sure I understand.
Your orders were a pretext to bring you to me and have been overridden. You are here, Team Noble, to ensure the delivery of this vital data to a secure location.
It will fall. Our annihilation is all but certain. Unless we can glean from this artifact a defense against the Covenant. A game changer. On the level of the conical bullet in the 19th century, or faster than light travel in the 23rd.
And what if we can't?
An apt question, if there were somewhere else to place our hope. There is not.
And as shit goes south, blood splatters all over the windows of the ship. Carter having multiple bullet wounds and bloodied eyes and ears, his sputtering as he speaks due to the wounds he's taken. After the next cutscene, you are completely overpowered by a large spider-like Covenant ship, and Carter tuning in. You slowly realize that he's not making it either. The captain is going down with the ship. As he runs down and explodes due to the collision, you realize there's only 2 Spartans left on Reach.
Carter out.
In the final efforts of getting Autumn off the planet, watching your only Spartan teammate fall, you are the last Spartan alive on Reach. When I tell you this mission made my gut turn, I mean it. The words mission survive, and realizing that I, like my Spartan family before this, was not going to make it out alive. The cracks on my helmet gathering as I fought on. The last vision of the silent lone wolf you play as, unfortunately getting overpowered by Covenant, like all your friends before. The dread fully engulfing you as you watch helplessly, the Spartan you just grew to know and love in this small tragedy was always, from the beginning, doomed by the narrative. It was honestly so cool to see all of this with absolutely zero idea about Halo, because everything stuck just so much more. I can't even imagine what it's like for longtime fans either, but saying as new eyes, it was really, really cool to see, even when the plot at the beginning was vaguely shown that you would die on Reach, not fully knowing, and seeing the plot progress and having that increasing existential dread every single time a cutscene happened, and me not knowing that Reach was doomed from the beginning. One amazing video that I think about that I love about Reach is the Halo Reach and Existential Dread by King K. It was a very large inspiration for making this video, actually, and paints a fully fleshed out picture of the situation from a long-term, passionate Halo fan. I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. Another thing I wanted to mention, that at Chase Trent in the video that I just mentioned commented this. I didn't cry, but re-listening to the last monologue of Halsey about how Six fought so hard and made a difference even beyond the grave was something so special that I wish I could revisit with new eyes again. Well, there's my first thoughts on Halo Reach. I hope you enjoyed it. I might make some more about the other games as well, because the only one that I haven't played in the Master Chief Collection is ODST. Until then, have a good day, and remember that even if life has large amounts of existential dread as well, you, like Noble 6, make a larger impact than you think. Keep fighting and surviving, even to the end. Have a good one.